Welcome back to Scale Models Midwest. This is Dave here in Altoona, Iowa. It's snowing, believe it or not, and Easter Sunday. So I hope you're doing something safe inside with your family and friends and just enjoying the Easter holiday. It's down here at the workbench, kind of buttoning up some things on the car and mocking it up for final assembly, which will hopefully be in the next day or two. More on that in a moment. As you can hear, probably, I'm getting over a cold. I just started a vacation, and a good way to start a vacation is to get a cold. Get a cold, get it out of the way, and then hopefully the rest of the week will go smoothly. I'm going to do a little bit of a challenge to myself for the week. I'll fill you in on that in a moment, but I want to show you the update and the progress on the Super Bee. As you can see, I've got it mocked up. The stance I'd kind of like to have it sit, and the suspension's all set up pretty much as it is, except for the front. I'll have to do some pretty radical tweaks on that to get it to fit up underneath, but it's nothing that anyone can't not do. So I'll show you as I get to that. But as you can see, the Steve Zimmerman Z-Man wheels on this thing just scream awesomeness. I'm glad that I went this route with this kit, and I'm kind of looking at the paint. The 2970 GoMango from Testors turned out well. I had a pearl white clear coat on it. I think that may have been why I had such a bad issue with the checking on the hood. More on that in a moment. But I did my Micronesh polishing cloths from 1500 all the way up to 12,000, and I think it came out really well. I didn't want something super shiny, glossy, but ultimately it turned out well. As you can see, as I blow this apart, you'll see that the interior is done. The chassis is pretty much done. I just have a few things to add to it, a couple of other things to mock in place and button it up before I'm done. So let's show you what I got here. I'm going to reposition the camera and be right back. So for the chassis, I have it pretty much put together. I wanted to have a little contrast, so I didn't want to have blue for the shocks like it was calling for in the instructions. I went on ahead and did them in red. I still have to touch up a little bit on that, but everything else is done with Model Master gunmetal and exhaust paints. Front subframe, just a standard flat black. I flipped the kingpins over so I could get a little bit of a lower ride height. I still need to go a little bit lower still, so I'm going to be fabricating some plates that'll go on the wheel backs that I'll eventually fit into the back of the rims here. So it'll look right, but since this will not be a roller, I will just do like a lot of people do, and I'll just CA glue the wheels in place so it'll be at the right stance all the time, every time. I do build rollers. This one I just wanted to do as a quick, easy build. So yeah, no rolling. But show you the interior real quick. That turned out really nice. Hurst pistol grip 4-speed. I still have to touch at the very top part with a little bit of a Molotow chrome pen, but it's supposed to be chrome at the very tip. Dashboard did it pretty well, and I typically do white or gray interiors on most of my cars, especially on cars from the 60s and 70s. I just like that it shows more detail, but again, building for me, not building for contests, and really accuracy. A lot of these cars had white interiors, so nothing wrong with that. Build the way you want to build for your kit. And this kit I haven't seen out in the stores for a long time. I was so into wanting to get another kit and paint it another color, but I haven't seen one, so I'm going to go to YouTube, probably check that out. I think I saw it on Model Roundup, but they were asking a king's ransom for it, so not this time, not this time around. But show you the hood real quick. So this hood, obviously I showed you before, checked really bad. I did strip it, sanded it, reprimed it, repainted it, and while it looks really orange peely, probably see that in the camera. I have sanded and polished out way worse. Again, it's just a case of taking your time, especially if you use Micronesh polishing cloths. Those things are phenomenal. Hot soapy water, or even just warm soapy water, just let it soak for a bit. Take your time, you know, put on some music, listen to some Boston or something like that, and in about an hour this hood's going to look like the rest of the car. It's going to look pretty sweet. Once it's done, I was looking at the pictures. I'll be doing a Molotow chrome pen to do chrome accents at the very front. I'm thinking these, I think they're turn signal indicators. I think they have to be silver or red, but I'll probably just leave them like that. But other than that, it's gonna look good once it's all done. I will say, when I went to the hobby store, he was telling me, the guy up at the one hobby store that I frequented up in Ankeny, that the 2970 bottles were probably an old series, because now they sell them as 2970-09. I didn't want to buy another bottle just for the sake of it, but I would have to agree that when I opened up the second can, even when I warmed it up, it did not flow smoothly. Now, I'm not knocking Testors paints one bit, but I will say this: I am really a big fan of Tamiya paints. I usually paint most of my models with that. I did have some suggestions on using Model Car World paints, so I believe I will be going that route, especially as I hook up my airbrush and get that going. The engine, as you can see, is pretty much done. I still have to paint the distributor cap. I'm not going to wire this kit. I thought about it and I decided, nah, just gonna do it like this. One of the things I like to do is also pre-put the accessory items on the side panels before I install them. So as I was test fitting the engine and everything, I made sure they were in the right spots, especially with regards to the radiator hoses. Those things, and especially for your bottom radiator hose, a lot of people forget that in their kits. I wanted to make sure that was in there. So they are set that the way they should be. I pulled out the engine so I could finish detail painting it, and then let those dry so it's ready to go. So with that, basically, that's what I have for the kit update. Over the next couple of days, I should have this finished, a midweek update. I should have the final build reveal. But a couple things I'm going to show you here before I let you go. Okay, first and foremost, most importantly, I got my first shop card from someone just a couple of days ago. Jason, Blue Ox Model Shop. Beautiful card. Awesome guy. Jason, thank you very much for your shop card. I am going to go through Vistaprint and get some cards made up, some different types. When I have those available, I will post that on one of my videos. So if you're looking for a shop card at that point, I'm more happy to send you one as well. Jason, you'll get the first one since I got the first card from you. So again, thank you very much. Go, if you do not have a subscription to his channel, go do it. He went over 500 subscriptions in like a month. So let's help him get to 1,000 subs. He's got some really cool kits being built. He's building a Mustang right now. He just got done building a ramp truck, and I think it's a milk trike. But his hobby room itself looks pretty sweet. Models, cards, the box tops of the models that he's built in the past, they're all there. Hot Wheels cars. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's paradise for any kind of hobbyist model builder, girl or guy. So I hope to have my model room look like his someday soon. So again, thank you very much, Jason. Second of all, about a week and a half ago, I was on the web and checked out HobbyLink Japan. I've never bought anything from HobbyLink Japan before, but I will say this right now. The delivery time was only about 8 business days to get what I got here that you see, but their customer service is phenomenal. I emailed them for some questions to be answered about this, the Volk Racing TE37s, and they were able to answer me and tell me that they'll be getting the gray ones in stock shortly. So I've gone ahead and put a pre-order for a couple of sets of that. But I saw this one and I said, you know, it's in red. I got an idea. So yeah, I went on ahead and snagged one. So I've got that. Another one that had just kind of had this siren song calling me out. We've got a couple guys in Des Moines that own cars like these, and they just look sharp. But the wide body, there's just something about the wide bodies, or even the Bosazuko style cars that they drive in Japan that I really like. So I saw this one, and I saw a couple of different designs, but I ended up just going with standard white Liberty Walk Nissan GTR. This one is a wide body kit. You do have to put the flares on it, but I've seen a similar kit like this built by a gentleman whose YouTube channel is June's Mini Garage, and he does phenomenal builds. Go check his channel out. A lot of Aoshima, a lot of Tamiya kits, or sorry, Fujima kits, and does a great job with airbrush. So this is one I think I'm going to be building probably around the beginning of summertime, but about midweek I'm gonna give you an unboxing of this one and show you what's in there. This kit is just, it's Ming. It is just awesome. I'm glad I bought it. Their customer service again is fantastic. So if you've never done business with them, please do business with them. HobbyLink Japan. Last but not least, if you are aware in the NASCAR community or the model car community of Salvino's JR's model, Jim, Chris, and Rick are basically the three of them reinvigorating the NASCAR model car hobby, and it's just paid off tremendously. In the past week, people have been getting the new rollout Camaro kits, and I'll be getting mine probably any day now. I'm excited to see it. I know Luka Cee on his channel has already started building his, and that actually, when I get my kits, I've actually got about 4 or 5. I think I ordered through the web, and I've got 3 of the rollout kits coming. So when I get them, I'll obviously put some on the shelf and build one for you. But I also emailed Jim Rogers and asked him about getting a box of crap. What's a box of crap? Well, tongue-in-cheek, not really a box of crap. It's a box of 3D printed cool stuff. So let me show you what he sent me. I got a couple of packages of 1/25th scale exhaust dumps. So they don't exit on one side, they'll exit on both sides of the car. I got about 2 or 3 of these 3D printed manifold raft sets. And while it's in clear resin, you can still see the detail on these things is just awesome. Jim just does a fantastic job putting these things together. I read in one of the modeling magazines about what he did before he hooked up with Chris and Rick over at Salvino's, and good story, and obviously a great guy. All 3 of them are great. Their customer service is also through the roof awesome. They answer questions, they get back with you. They have worked really hard at getting these Camaro kits out, even through some delays, not of their doing, but they wanted to get out a good kit, a kit that was done right the first time. And so far, a lot of people are looking at it going, awesome job. And just by looking at it, it's probably, I mean, I'm going to have to make the determination when I see the kit myself in my hands, but just by what other people have said and from what I've seen on the videos, they could be some of the best kits that have ever been built. So that's saying something. Again, there's another set of manifolds right here, a racing seat. I can't wait to use that for one of the kits. Various drum brakes and disc brakes, as well as Chrysler rear housing. AN fittings that I could use for things like coolant tanks, oil tanks, radiator. I was really looking forward to that because I'm going to start building that Ron Keselowski 99 Chrysler, Charger, and I'm going to be using those. More exhaust dumps, more packages of those. Headers, tubular headers. These things look really, really good, and I can't wait to put those in future kits. And again, 1/24th suspension. That's both front and rear, including the brakes. So these are great. And little electronics boxes. So these are just great. If you are part of Salvino JR's model building club, you can email Jim Rogers and ask him for a price list for a box of crap or what he's got available, and he'll send it to you. And then when you order it, he'll bill you via PayPal. Could could not have been a better transaction working with Jim on getting that done. And really, thank you very much, Jim, if you watch this. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Get over this cold next couple of days. My challenge is that I'm going to be at the table videoing something every day and hopefully have one more kit built by the end of the week in addition to the Coronet. I've been working on something in the back end, just kind of like as a, I don't know, just a break from building the one kit straight. And I'm getting stuff together to start building the Dodge Charger for Ron Keselowski. With that, as always, you see a kit that you like out in the stores, go ahead and buy it, build it, put it up on your shelf. If you'd like to show it up on this channel, send me a couple of pictures. My email will be in the description, and I'll go ahead and post that in a future video for you. With that, happy Easter. We'll see you in the next video.